Now, in defense of myself in this video, I only actually, bought 3 of them this month. That makes it better that I only bought, I think, 13 books. Or accumulated 13 new books. But I read more than 13, so this is still like a glass half full thing. I mean, it's fewer than that month where I bought 80 books, okay? It's not a high bar to set, but I beat that. Hi everyone, my name is Sam, and thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification, and give the video a thumbs up. So the first book that I accumulated this month, and I've actually already read it since I bought it, was Dance of Thieves by Mary Pearson. This is set in the same world as the Remnant Chronicles, just a couple years later, and follows our 2 main characters. One, the dude named Jace, who is kind of a king of an unrecognized area. And then the other one is this chick who is kind of a policeman bounty hunter for Queen Jeslia. And there's lots of politics and romance. It's just really good. If you liked the Remnant Chronicles, you're gonna like this book. I mean, you could probably read this without reading the Remnant Chronicles. However, wouldn't suggest it because I don't think most of it would make sense to you. It's kind of like Six of Crows with the Grisha-verse. I also got my pre-order copy of Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas. So excited. I like the foil part of it. But this is the 3rd book in the DC Icon series, and it is the prequel-y story of Catwoman. And all I know that it's supposed to be she's a strong, independent woman, but there's also some romance because, I mean, it is Sarah J. Maas. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to read this one in September. I also picked up Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. Now, I have legitimately read the summary for this book 5 times in the last 24 hours, and I can't regurgitate it. I mean, it's long, too, but I mean, there are sisters. One is Serena, and one is Nomi. Serena's been, groomed to always be, a magic person for the heir of the kingdom, but Nomi, I guess, is something happens there that she catches the eye of the heir or something like that, and then they're supposed to do betrayal. That's really all I know, and honestly I'm interested in it based on that alone. But I actually thought this was a standalone, but I recently checked Goodreads and it is now listed as at least a duology. There's at least 1 sequel. So yeah, I'm really curious about it. It's not super big and I've heard some pretty decent reviews about it. So I'm really excited to get this one hopefully also in September. I also very, very happily received my pre-order of Dare You to Lie by Amber Lynn Natush. This is essentially a book with Veronica Mars' character. Our main character has just moved back to her hometown because her FBI father has been framed for a crime, which is basically the summary of half of the Veronica Mars episodes, except he wasn't really FBI. But nonetheless, I'm so excited about this, and the author is originally from Canada, which even more excited about this, and I perpetually feel a hole of Veronica Mars in my life. I could watch the show 24/7. I would still feel kind of empty because Kristen Bell's out there, but not being Veronica Mars right now, fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm definitely getting to this in September as well. I also got my pre-order copy of The Wonderful, Wonderful Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry. This is going right on the bookshelf beside my physical arc of it. Freaking love this book, and it's wonderfully diverse, contemporary, even though I don't like contemporaries. It's one of my favorite books of all time. But it follows our main character, Michael, who is an atheist, and his family keeps moving around the United States for his dad's job, and most recently he's ended up in this new area, and he has to go to Christian or Catholic school? A Catholic school. Sorry, there's a difference in Canada. I don't know if there are in other countries. He has to go to a Catholic school as an out atheist, and he shows up and thinks he finds another atheist, and it turns out it's just a feminist Catholic who wants to be a priest. And she introduces him to this other group of kind of misfits. There's a gay Jewish boy, there's someone who believes in, I wonder what the proper wording is. It just says paganism in the summary. There's more. But it's just so good, and there's the lovable misfits, and there's a little bit of romance, but there's a lot of calling out double standards and standing up for what is right. And yeah, it's just so incredibly good. It's freaking hilarious. If you haven't picked it up yet, do yourself a favor if you like funny books. The main character is so sarcastic, it's insane. I laugh at least once a page almost. So yeah, so happy I have this book in my possession now. I also picked up Scream All Night by Derek Millman. This is supposed to be a dark comedy. Every single person I know that has read it has been just go buy the book, girl. Don't even bother borrowing it from the library. We all know you're gonna like it. And the cover is giving me Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of vibes. I don't know if that's what's happening in it, but that's what I get, which makes me excited. I'm going to definitely read this in October. Lots of Halloween vibes based on the cover. I know that it's supposed to be set around this main character who goes back, like, home, and it's, like, it's based around, like, a movie studio that his family's always been a part of, and I'm assuming, like, the romance comes in somewhere there, and he has to try and save, like, the movie production company that's kind of going under or something along those lines. Sounds really interesting, and the author's going to be in the TBR and Beyond book group, so I'm really excited about this. It just sounds really cool, and I love me some dark comedies. Just comedy in general, but dark comedy is, like, specifically my thing. Now, this is one of the books that I actually did pay for this month, and very happily did so, is the movie tie-in edition of Crazy Rich Asians. I mean, the movie poster is gorgeous, too. I mean, some of them are, like, the movie posters going to book poster, or book cover, are just horrendous, but this one's really, really pretty and bright and colorful. And I'm so excited for China Rich Girlfriend to get adapted now, because it is happening, and hopefully I can go to the movie theater one more time before it leaves and go for a fourth time. It's just really good. But it follows our main character, Rachel, and she is an economics professor at NYU. And in the book, it's been 2 years, but in the movie, I think it's like 1 year. She's been dating another professor at the school, Nicholas Young, who does history and law, I believe. And he's going back to Singapore to be his best friend's best man at his wedding. So she comes along to meet the family, and it turns out they are like bajillionaires, and tons of drama ensues within their family and like the extended family, and it's just such good chick lit trash. I also got my pre-order for Heart of Thorns by Brie Barton. This is another one where like the summary is just so long, and I got to the end and I'm like, how do I re-say this in like a more condensed format? But it follows our main character who's supposed to have magical powers to be like type A of a magical being, and then all of a sudden she gets told by her father that she actually has to be a part of an arranged marriage, and she's not having any of that, so she makes a break for it right before like the marriage happens, and finds out like she's type B of a magician, I think, that is not like well known or popular or something along those lines. And that's all I really know. I'm just really, really curious about this one. I haven't heard a ton of actual reviews on it since. And the cover is really pretty too. So, oh wow, it's actually blurred by Stephanie Garber. That gives me even more, even more hope on it. My pre-order for Mirage also came in by Sommeil, I don't think I said that right, Dode. And oh, I'm just so excited. It follows our main character who's just like kind of like a regular 17-year-old in this dystopian sci-fi world from the sounds of it, and all of a sudden she gets kidnapped by like the government that's like super dictatory that she tries to like live on the outskirts of, because she basically is an identical like twin to the princess, and I think they're going to use her as like a body double kind of thing, and that's all I know. I'm really excited about that. The cover is hella pretty, and if I like it, I may buy the UK one, because the UK one is the exact same, except it's like a teal turquoise color, which I'm all for both of those colors. I just wish it would have been available here too, or like, yeah, make both of them available here. I also finally picked up Legendary by Stephanie Garber a couple months late, but this is the sequel to Caraval, and I am one of the people that really enjoyed Caraval and don't understand the hate that Scarlet gets, but I'm just so... however, everyone who has read it told me it was like, girl, I just need finale now. And it doesn't come out till like May or something. So I'm kind of like, I could read this in October. That's like carnivals. Like that's the closest you'll ever see me getting to clowns. But like, do I want to do that to myself? P.S. I'm not even kidding about clowns. Don't ever come near me with a clown. Like, I've literally blacked out because I was forced to interact with one a few years ago at work. Like, full on, like, as an adult, not like some kid. Even as a kid, though, I was always shriek crying around them, according to my parents. They're just, no. Clowns are no. I also got my pre-order copy of Sanctuary by Karen Licks. This is another one that I got and read, like, right away. It's so freaking good. It's a sci-fi set in a spaceship that is, like, a prison spaceship that is used, essentially, for, like, people with magical powers, like the Darkest Minds or X-Men kind of stuff. It's so good. It's so good. And there's like kind of a mini alien invasion. Like legit. It's just like, it's so good. And I think the last books that I accumulated this month, I finally picked up the anniversary editions of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I got a paperback Hufflepuff. It's got the silver little bee on top, and like the black looks so much better as the background. The hardcover is all yellow. Like it's blinding yellow. Like, oh. And then I got the hardcover of Slytherin, which I think I'm going to do this for like the rest of the series for the time being, because I would love to buy all of them in all formats for every single one of these books, but that's really expensive. and I don't know that I have the space for that right now. So instead, I'm going to buy one Hufflepuff for each edition, and then one other house to see, and like make it work. So like the Chamber of Secrets has the basilisk, is it? The snake. So like snake, Slytherin. And then the second, or the third book, what's the third book? Prisoner of Azkaban? I don't know. I have a list somewhere. But like the ones where it makes sense to get a Ravenclaw, I'll get a Hufflepuff and a Ravenclaw. And yeah, so I'm just so excited. These are going to go on my Harry Potter. Right now it's a Harry Potter shelf. It's going to very quickly accumulate into a Harry Potter bookcase. So yeah. So those are all the books that I accumulated this month. Let me know in the comment section down below what you accumulated in the month of August, and that I'm not alone. And it's not going to get better going into September and October. Those months are going to murder my bank account. Oh dear Lord. Anyways, I will link all of these books in the description down below, along with my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back.